Hey, how's it going? I'm all right. I should just have a full-on conversation with the webcam. Uh, I have this full screen right now. Look at that. That's just a minute ago. Isn't it crazy how streaming works? Wait, is that? Sorry, I am figuring this all out. I'm figuring out that there's latency for the first time in my life. Okay, now we're up to speed. I think everything's working. There we are. Wonderful. Okay. You know, I should turn the volume up here. That would be. I think everything's working. Oh, wait. We're creating a feedback loop now. So if we wanted to do that, I suppose we should just start with like. Ooh. Feedback loop now. So if we wanted to do that. Feedback loop now. So if we wanted to do that. Feedback loop now. So if we wanted to do that. Feedback loop now. So if we wanted to do that. So if we wanted to do that. If we wanted to do that. I'm dizzy. If we wanted to do that. All right. I'm dizzy. If we wanted to do that. Enough. All right. So what's new? I went to KnobCon. I was missing last week. I think last week, right at this time, I was, where was I? Vito and Nick's Pizza on the south side of Chicago with Jeremy and Venus Theory. Red Means Recording and Venus Theory were there. And the love of my life as well. It was wonderful. Then we went to the zoo. If anybody's watched Red Means Recording's latest video, he talks all about the zoo. And then I went to KnobCon, and I tried out a sonic weapon on a bunch of people. I didn't really get to check out anything at KnobCon. I checked out a couple things, but I didn't get all the way through it. And that's because at KnobCon, it is the only place where I can go where I am essentially like Tom Cruise. Like, you know? Because everybody in the well, okay, like 80% of the people in the modular world have seen my face already. And they chat. And they're very nice. And it's great. And it's just like a lot of socializing. But one thing that you can't really do is just peruse a bunch of different things at KnobCon without any, I guess, without any bias from the person showing it in many cases. So, yeah. Like it's weird. That's a NAMM thing, too. Like, you'll walk up to a booth, and then the person's like, oh, I've seen this person on YouTube. I really need to do a good job at demonstrating it. Sometimes they also don't give a fuck. But that makes me feel like I'm making just way too much stress for the situation. So, yeah, I'm glad to be back in Georgia, where it's just ducks, and if I go anywhere, nobody cares. Because I'm not the Tom Cruise of Kroger. I'm the Tom Cruise of KnobCon. And Red Means Recording is the Brad Pitt. And Venus Theory was probably, oh, God. Who? Billy Bob Thornton. He was the Billy Bob Thornton of KnobCon. So anyway. Hey, everybody. Wow, we have 32 concurrent viewers. That's amazing. What else is there anything else? Any other news? Not really. I'm going to work on a new video I mean, I've already, recorded everything, but yeah. I have, the next video is kind of sciencey. And then after that, I am taking a little bit of a sabbatical from science content. Which is like the opposite of what I want to do with this channel, but I'm going to do some audio stuff and just some some checking out gear, talking about gear, things like that. Not necessarily like reviewing gear. I'm not going to be doing that anymore. But how do I put this nicely? So there's been like in the last 6 months, maybe more than 6 months. It's been a while now. But like so making science videos is kind of like betting a lot of money at a small roulette table, and then sometimes you win a whole lot, but most of the time it does terribly. So most of the time you make a science video, or any type of thing that's like super science educational, it just kind of gets thrown into the YouTube algorithm and disposed of somewhere, and people only really, very few people see it in comparison to how many subscribers I have or how many, even if it has a high CTR. This is just, I've accepted this like 4 years ago. This is just how it is. But every now and then, one of those videos skyrockets and everybody sees it, and it becomes becomes successul. And I'm glad, because it's education and people see it, and that's the whole point. Yay. My most popular videos are generally science videos, but it's just like those 1 in 5 that, or maybe even more than that, 1 in 7 that pick up. But one thing that I notice is all of those videos that end up getting picked up by the algorithm and thrown up, they end up naturally getting plagiarized a little bit. Like, other people will just kind of make the same video or write an article that just kind of mirrors what the video said. And a lot of times you could tell that they didn't source it from the actual sources. They didn't do any research. They didn't add anything to it. They're just kind of parroting something that was already successful. Totally fine. If that happens, I'm flattered, right? Like that happens in music all the time. Why wouldn't it happen on YouTube? Where I can't deal with it, and where I'm having a lot of trouble, where I'm struggling, is that a lot is when people put it behind a paywall, when it goes on Nebula, when it gets used on something like a streaming service, when it gets used in a college classroom, even like that pisses me off, and I don't like it, and it makes me uninspired, and it makes me not want to make science content, because I feel like it's just being hijacked and put behind a paywall when it's meant to be free, when like my Patreon members pay for it to be free. Like, that's what y'all are paying for. And my point is, I'm not bitching about this, and I'm not going to do anything to stop it from happening, but I need to deal with it. Like, I need to learn how to just be like, yep, that happens, and then just continue making content. So that's what my sabbatical from science content is. So I'm glad to get that off my chest. It's like one of those things that, like, as a creator, you would never expect to happen, and then when it happens, you like don't know how to emotionally process it. You're just kind of like, because it's just making me angry, and I'm yelling at people on Twitter who are doing it, and in some cases, I'm like throwing whatever, they deserve to be thrown under a bus because they're stealing content, but in some cases, I'm straight up just, yelling at creators publicly. I don't want to do that. I just want to continue making science content and not being mad about it. So, talk to my therapist about that. We'll see how things are going. All right, so today, what else? Hello, I'm going to say hi to everybody now. I, for some reason, thought that Acid V came with the V collection. It does not. I had to pay $69 for it, which is fun. I don't know. I'm fine paying for it, but I was like, oh, I'm gonna have to do like right before the stream started, because one thing that I love doing, as y'all know, is not preparing at all when I do a stream. Is just going in blindly and I guess giving you the same experience that you would get if you had purchased it. So here we are. It'll come with the next V collection. Well, good to know. I could have donated that $70 to a, I don't know. I have no problem giving Arturia my money. It's a good company. I think they do a good job. Hopefully that good job is continued in this plugin. So I have, let's go to the default. Why is the default resonance always high? So if you have been following me for a while, then you probably know that I am a liker of acid music, acid house. I'm from South Chicago. I was into it in the 90s. My first shows were at raves, believe it or not. We're at straight up acid house raves. Back in the day, I've probably told this story way too many times, getting Rick Beato-ish here, but with storytelling. But back in the day, when I first started performing, like my first shows when I was a teenager, I would bring a TB303, and like it was before I had a JX305. I had a DR660, I had a TB303. God, I had like a DR5. No, I forgot what it was called, but I had this other really piece of shit Roland portable workstation. It was like the Electron Syntact, but terrible. And God, I gotta find out what that is. It'd be funny to have another one. Anyway, so I had that, and I would set it up behind two turntables that would just aimlessly spin that would be at the show already. And, you know, DJs would bring the records, but because DJing was cool and nobody knew what the fuck this was, you know, you had to like pretend to be DJing. Whereas now, you know, you'll see a lot of electronic musicians pretending to be playing shows, but, you know, having well, they don't use ADAT anymore, but, you know, be DJing and, you know, maybe hoping that the audience thinks that they're doing more than they do. And that's fine, whatever, it's performance. I have no judgment there. But yeah, it was kind of funny because I'd be doing like all the hard work behind turntables because DJs were cool and these stupid boxes were, you know, dumb. So anyway, so that happened, and I released white label records as Acidwolf and a bunch of other aliases. I've used a TB303, and like I don't think I have an album where, other than like a piano album, where the TB303 isn't present somewhere. It got so TB303 friendly in my life that I actually got in like 2017. I sold my TB303. I have like 50 TB303 clones. Like I have so many, but I sold the original because I was using it in everything. Like I would be like, oh, I need a bass, and I would just grab the 303 and I would just program a bass line. And it was one of those things where it's just like, this is overkill. It's boring. Like I'm using this one thing too much. And I'm glad that I did that because then as my bass lines, at least for me, ended up skyrocketing because I wasn't just constantly programming a 303 anymore. So yeah, Acidwolf, some Acidwolf albums over the years, Human Action Network, that's another sort of secret alias of mine that released music based around this, I guess, based around the TB303, or TB303 like sequencers. And so if you're not familiar with what a TB303 is, because it says it nowhere here on the screen, so this is an emulation of a TB303. And from my understanding, the history of it in South Chicago back in the 80s, I guess if we're going to actually start with the history of it, it was made in the late 70s as a bass guitar emulator. So it was like marketed to people who didn't have a bassist in their band, and it did a terrible job at that. So like I guess you'd be like, let's see if we could get it to sound like a bass. Would be like, yeah. And this is much easier than using an actual TB303 in terms of playing it or programming a sequence. Programming a sequence is a nightmare on the original one. So like, and you also had to use the manual, you also had to know music theory. And so you would kind of try and get a bass tone out of it, and it was pretty sad. Let's see if I don't think we can program a sequence the classic way because I don't see the knobs for sequence. So we'll probably have to use, or maybe yeah. So I guess you'd be like, if you were to spend a whole day programming a sequence, your bass line would be like, right? And that doesn't sound like a bass anymore. I suppose a square sounds more like a bass. So then somebody picked it up at a thrift store. It didn't do too well. Somebody picked it up at a thrift store in South Chicago somewhere, as the legend goes, and programmed a bunch of random stuff into it, which now we just have randomized presets, I believe. Let me turn off the... So... and turn up the volume. So now it doesn't sound like a bass guitar anymore. And again, this is a much, much easier way to to use it than... Okay, this is a nice little editor. I don't know how to get rid of it, though. It doesn't really matter. Okay. All right, so then we have resonance, and we can do something like this. And I believe that was classically mixed with the TR-909, which I should have somewhere. If not, we could just open up... Actually, let's just open up UVI Workstation. Thank you. Thank you, Stoic, for that. I will click... Ah, right. Okay, great. I just want to look at a normal 303, you know? Okay. Drumulation... No. Drum designer. Which one is there? There's so much UVI stuff. Yeah, man, Arturia, I'm excited for the day when they release like a new drum emulation thing. I hope that's in the works. I don't know if it is, but the 77, the 66, that would be the 707, that would be the 505, I assume. But do they have a 909? Maybe the 8. This is very confusing. All right. Because they can't use the name, obviously, so you kind of have to... I'm waiting for somebody in the chat to be like, the 909 is the blah. The kit. I mean, that'll probably be the 808, right? Okay. Oh, I guess we could do it here. Derp. I'm stupid. All right, so every UVI thing has reverb on it. All right, so this is a TR-909, and things would go back in Chicago. A simple house beat here, acid house beat, 16th notes. Lower the volume of that. And it's so easy how fast it gets. It gets funky, and I believe that the original randomize was people would take the batteries out and then just throw them in really fast, and you would get a random. And that never worked for me. I tried that, although CFAX Acid Crew has told me that that has worked for him, so I do believe it's worked for somebody. But the overall vibe, probably around like 133, you would get a... Now, I always like the stuff a little bit slower, and I always use the square wave with acid. I don't know. I feel like my 303s are never on saw. I love the square wave for it. And that sounds a little bit more like... This is more of an Acidwolf style. And I'm going to mutate it a bit. I'm going to assign some of these so I can play live. Browse, cut off. Link to controller, boop. Link to controller, boop. Right? Yeah, okay. Link to controller, boop. Just going to make a real 303 and link to controller. All right, wonderful. And there you go. Yes, I think I have tried the random battery trick thing on the 606 as well. I'm not sure. I don't know if it's ever worked for me on the 606. I've never been a huge fan of the 606. I think my favorite drum machine from the XOX line is the 707. I think the 707 just, like, I mean, let's just load one up. Let's do it. Actually, you know, before we do anything else, I should load multi out. That way we could actually, all right. The 727 is all rhythm, is all like percussive rhythm stuff. All right. Yep. I don't know why, I just love the choppiness of it. All right, now let's look at some of these effects. Can we get a low bit? Yes, a bit crusher. I love bit crushers on 303s. Just slightly too, like nothing too crazy. There we go, like that. All right, I'm going to randomize the sequence again. Hey, Mikey. Ooh, yeah, I like this. We need a, I wonder how, I don't think I've ever really played with this, but I would love to have like an orchestral type of, type of thing. Grass and winds, strings. Yeah, strings maybe. Can we get like just a nice, maybe it might be in sound effects actually. Yeah, orchestral hits. Yes. Okay, one thing to note, when you are on the square wave with a TB303, and if you turn the resonance all the way down, and if that cutoff gets lower here, it spikes like crazy. It's like an actual problem. If you're actually using a real 303 in any sort of recording setting, you always want to put it through a compressor for that reason. Let's see if Arturia noted that. All right, so resonance is at like a low amount. Now let's turn the resonance down all the way to 0, and look at this top. Look at this top meter up here. Yep. Resonance up just like 10%. Yep. Good job, Arturia. That's a pretty good emulation there. Maybe something a little more synthy. Stay in the Arturia zone here. I'll make up my mind shortly, I promise. Oh, I don't want to go digital. I want to go to that DX7. But I'm gonna resist it. I'm gonna go to a Jupiter instead. All right, give me just a normal little keys. Nice. I love that. So this is our acid pattern. I don't think I have any sort of... Yeah, I still... The reason I like the Bit Crusher is it reminds... If I could find this thing. I feel like I've searched this thing so much. So much. Oh, you could still buy one, huh? This thing. I mean, this is obviously... came late for Acid House, but yeah, this was like... I bought this probably like 2001, maybe? I don't know. When did it come out? Early 2000s. But yeah, and these on the side here were serial ports, and you could connect different things together. But this, there was a couple algorithms in this Bitterman that just pair with the TB303 perfectly. And there's no, I don't know what it is, there's no VST like it. And my Bitterman is now broken because Alesis famously always had, I think they have negative polarity on their inputs, and unlike most other gear, or maybe they had but whatever it was different than like any other thing you plugged in. And if you plugged in the wrong cable, they didn't have the diode to save your device, so it would short circuit, and that would be the end of it. But anyway. So, okay, so now that we know, well, I want to check out some other features really fast. I don't really understand the modulation. I guess we're just modulating things like this. And I wonder if I can scroll through sequences. Like, for example, can I switch sequences with the key press? I bet there's an option. That's going to be required. That's going to be required if we are to make a playback, maybe? No? I hope we could switch sequences. I'm sure we can. Preset settings, no. Never mind. I don't want to do that. I don't want to override it. Hold incoming MIDI notes. That just keeps it playing. Huh. Huh. Wouldn't be up there. There's got to be a way to change patterns with keys. That is so important for acid making. I do like, there's so much nice randomization. Oh yeah, and then the scale too, that's really nice too. Maybe it's the lower keys? That's out of the... I don't know. This is cool. Yeah, this is very unusual. I really don't want to waste like everybody's time looking for a pattern switch, but it really, really is important if we're to make an acid song. Tributes. Wow. Thanks, Arturia, for not giving me a tribute. The tiny graph right of the tab. This. Right of the tab. Nah, shift moves it around like this, for example. Playback. Playback just makes it random. Next to the modulation 1 caption. This? No. Oh no. That's to assign a mod, drag the little animated icon on the mod tab. Oh, this thing, yeah. Right side, there's a graph. Maybe I'm just losing my mind. Sorry. Oh, you're talking about that. Okay, so what I am, to clarify what I'm talking about, Trent. So, in order to make an acid song, I want to have more than one sequence. I want to switch sequences, essentially. However, I am not sure how to do that, to go from like sequence 1 to sequence 2 to sequence 3. Unless I were to like have a bunch of different states of this plugin, which would not be good. There's got to be a way. I mean, there's got to be. Right? Because if I have a real 303, you can actually, oh, you know what? I bet maybe it's here. Maybe there's a sequence. Maybe it's actually like the original thing. No. Yeah, because on a real 303, these just select sequence. Oh my god. You can export the sequence. Yeah, that's not good though. So I guess like all you could really do is, if I were to export the sequence to MIDI, which I'm not happy about, and I think we'll find out why shortly, why that's somewhat problematic. I just saw it a minute ago. Oh, right up here. Okay, so export to MIDI. All right, now we'll have to change this to only the external mode, and let's solo this. Yep. They don't. The ones next to the arrows, these just shift the pattern around a little bit, but they don't change it. Bummer. All right. I guess we will. So, yeah, if I were to use a 303 emulation, unfortunately, I would not use this. Unless I am horribly wrong and there's a secret feature regarding yeah, you only get one pattern. Yeah, right, Mikey. It's like wait, what? You can only have one pattern, or you can't trigger them. So I guess like the only way you could do it is like by making multiple instances of the plugin, which is like whatever. We'll do it, I guess. Oh, wait, but then you won't be able to... Fuck. So I guess then if we were to do that, we would need to make multiple instances of a plugin and then like an FL dashboard to automatically sync all of these. All right. One pattern it is, I guess. And what if we made a really long pattern? Like, what if we made a pattern that was like 150? Especially because like acid house tracks are like 8 minutes long sometimes. So how many steps do we get? Up to 64. Fuck. Yeah, we can't automate the sequence, unfortunately. We can only... What I do wonder is, like, if I press C, and if I made a... Let's delete the sequence. Let's just generate one in major. Okay. And then if I went up to D, I guess, would it still play it in C major? Okay, now I'm going to go down to A sharp. I wonder if this is automatable. No. I was going to say if the scale's automatable, that'd be possible. I hope I'm wrong, but on the basic screen, the arrows next to the pattern name changes the preset pattern, so you might be able to map to that. You mean this, yeah. No. agree. I mean, pattern switching, like, I'm just going to be honest, I hate, I love Arturia, obviously. Like, they make some of my favorite gear and plugins. I use them all the time, but if pattern switching is, like, a necessity. Like, this is not that, to me, maybe somebody else has a different workflow. To me, it's a necessity. Like, this is, I would open a different TB303 emulator. Audio Realism's one, I think. Yeah, because that, it's just like, yeah, I want more than one pattern. And the way that, like, a classic 303 works, you're generally going through the patterns while, you know, you have your drums and they have this, and you're kind of just shifting patterns, and you could play a 8-minute song that way. But yeah, hopefully they add it. I mean, I would suggest more than anything that they should add that, and maybe it was just an oversight. You know, like FL Studio, for example, they have their TB303 transistor bass, and they didn't have random in it, you know, and I told them, they said, what do you mean by random? How should we do it? And I was like this, and, you know, hopefully it may have already been in, or it will be, but yeah, companies listen. They're not, like, hard-headed. They want to make useful gear and software. Okay, but this is a good, like, little acid pattern, isn't it? In the upper row of the pattern display, you can change sequencer patterns using the left and right arrows. Yeah, but you can't automate it, unfortunately. Before the stream's over, I'll show exactly what I mean with another plugin. We have like a chord strike with this. Close. Oh! Just drag the sequencer MIDI into the DAW sequencer. Doesn't work that way, unfortunately. Yeah, I tried that and it didn't really work. Yeah, that's what I was thinking already anyways, that, like, if they, you know, because they have, like, they even have a sub-oscillator, like, all sorts of things that I've never seen anywhere in a 303 before. It does sound quite good. Yeah, but I don't think it would be that hard to implement. Oh, okay. Somebody found there's a playlist feature. You can create new playlists per song and drag your presets into it. That is still not really playlists. So if I wanted to, well, first of all, I'd like to save this patch just because I like the sequence and I'm ready to save. I'm ready to save it. There's probably a way to do this. Well, it's not. I want to save as. Is this different than it used to be? Am I losing my mind right now? Yeah, 3 bars, top left. Right-clicking everything. Right-click, right-click. Okay, so you could add them to playlist, but we just need to... This one. Oh, right. Okay. I swear that's different than it used to be. Okay, so let's try and make this, and then I will make another one that slides out all crazy. Oh, I'm stuck in natural minor with this. Whoops. Okay. Save preset as stream B. So now we will make a playlist somehow. Maybe it's in the sequencer here. Oh, was I supposed to be saving down here instead? Got it. So stream B. Let's go back to stream A. Okay. So now, stream A, stream B. Let's make a playlist. This is weird. It's just kind of like a... Play back. I'm gonna figure out this playlist thing. Right click, add to playlist. No. I'm gonna start smoking weed in a minute. Like, I feel like maybe that'll help. Just get some weed in my dome. Okay, so like this makes me feel stupid. And I might be. I mean, I probably am. Oh, no, wait. Are the playlists with the overall presets? Save preset as. Arrow sequence next to the name. Yeah, these right here, right? So I could do this. But apparently there's like a playlist feature or something where I could... Like, I feel like it once I figure this out, if it's an actual thing, then that will make everything a lot easier in general. But Thank you so much, by the way, for helping, for copying and pasting these. This is really important. The subheading My Playlist appears under My Favorites in the sidebar. However, when you first start using AcidV, you'll have no playlist yet. The My Playlist won't be there yet. So it's like, how do you defeat the playlist boss and make your first playlist? Save this current sequence, export it to the DAW, duplicate the sequence, and double its duration. Fuck's sake. Yeah, see, the thing is you can't, like, with the 303, you can't just use, like, a FL Studio sequencer and get the same thing. Okay, so. Add to playlist. New playlist. Benn on Acid. Add to playlist. Benn on Acid. Okay, great. Next. We come down here. And I do not see a playlist anywhere. It must only be with the presets, which means that if I do this, yes, okay, so okay, so this is complicated to describe what's happening. So we've created a playlist. However, if I were to make stream B, let's say I were to put the cutoff all the way up, and then I were to save the preset. Now, if we go through this playlist, which I don't even think we can like trigger through, but if we were to go through this playlist, so here's stream 1, and then stream B. It saved all of those settings with it. You can't like disclude those, meaning that I can't just have like a bunch of different acid lines that change in a playlist while I'm working with this. So yeah, it's just bad. But new song, what does that mean? It's like a playlist in the song. I feel like maybe yeah. By the way, Mikey303 is like, aside from maybe like Luke Vibert and CFAX, is probably one of the people who spent the most time with a 303. Yes, thank you, Mikey. Yes, it is like an OG 303. Weirdly, is actually, and it's just the 303 workflow, and this is why like I'm actually playing a little bit of devil's advocate, despite being like terrified of this. I'm playing a little bit of devil's advocate because I feel like a lot of people were probably like, make a 303 for Arturia V collection. And then, you know, they're like, okay. And then they studied the 303, but maybe didn't necessarily watch somebody play a live set with the TV 303 to understand that that's sort of, so, okay. So to give a good, I think I have the audio realism in here somewhere. I might not have it in my little quick menu there. Don't I have baseline? Oh, ABL is what it's called. Maybe I'm losing my mind entirely here. I thought I had another. Okay, so I guess let's just use FL Studios. Weird. I swear, it's called ABL. I may have just not installed it on this machine yet. And I'm not going to do that now while everybody's... Huh. 303 acid bass line. Okay, whatever. So we'll just use transistor. This is FL Studios 1. All right, so I do believe that this Wow, wait a minute. You might not be able to do this here either, which would be like... Yeah, I know, right? You could do it in rebirth. It's like... Yeah, that's what I thought, but I couldn't find it in the side. Maybe I'll try one more time. Or fuck it, let's just make like one acid line and go to town. That sequence. Go half step with this. Sorry, we're just gonna make a nice little this will just be acid and acid only in this pattern. Yeah, it really is hard to, like, I don't know, you know. I feel like some folks don't really understand what I'm complaining about here. So to give it to I guess it took us like 45 minutes to figure out the problem. So here's the issue. There's a pattern here. One sole pattern. That one, right? Happening with the TV303. If I want to change that pattern on a real 303, yeah, I guess, let me actually, better yet, let me show you a real TV303, an image of one at least, and we can look at it and discuss. Okay, so real TV303. You have this little like 12-step keyboard or whatever. But if you put this into pattern play mode or track play mode, but pattern play mode is generally where we want it, then each one of these that you press triggers a different pattern. And so generally what ends up happening is, so like you have this, and you'll have your 808 next to it, and your whatever the fuck, Jupiter, you know, whatever you're using. And you can change those patterns, and you could also put them in a song mode. And those song modes can just go between patterns. Now, since this is an analog instrument, there is no settings with these patterns that keep the cutoff frequency or something. There is no presets with that. The patterns are just like very simple Boolean data storage, right? And so up here, this doesn't change between the patterns, and so it's like kind of a flow, like this is your melody down here, and then this is what you're using as expression as long as the song goes on. Now, the problem with the Arturia one here is that if you change these presets, there's like playlists, right? And if you change these presets, it changes all of these settings with that preset, including everything from like the effects and everything else. So it would almost be like every time you change a pattern on the old school 303, you would be changing studios. You know, you'd be changing like effects routing and everything else, when all I want to do is change presets. So the ideal way to do this is to have a setting where each note that I press here, rather than going up in note, it would change to pattern 1, pattern 2, pattern 3, pattern 4, etc. This is the way that ABL baseline, which I have, and I just haven't, I'm not going to install it, the Audio Realism Baseline 3, for example. This has been my go-to for acid generation. And this works that way, for example. Another one is the, God, I forgot what it's called. Focon or Psycon or something like that. And that one actually went a little bit too far from the original TB303. So I'll find what I'm talking about first. Yeah, the Foskian. This one also did that. You could also do that with this one, although this one was just a little bit too far from the original interface by D16. I do own that too, but I just don't have it installed. Strobe 2 by Rolly. I'm not going to even try that one. Ultra Analog. These aren't at all 303 things. Okay, Tau Baseline 101 is Go To by Rob Papin? Huh. Oh, what the fuck? How is this a 303 emulator? What the fuck am I reading right now? Jesus Christ. Although I do think I have Go To. No? Do I not? Maybe it's brand new or something. I thought I had all the Rob stuff. Oh well. Anyway. Okay, so yeah, I don't know if it's a bug report, and no worries on that. I mean, I'm sure that somebody, I told them that I'd be doing this stream like right before I did it, and it's France time over there, so I doubt they're watching, but they'll probably get word, and if not, then I'll just email. I talked to the higher ups at Arturia. But I mean, I'm it's a good company. I think this is just like an oversight. Transistor Bass, on the other hand, FL Studios in-house TB303. What does as fuck mean? Autofocus as fuck. I don't know what that means. I haven't played with this one that much. I did complain about it on the stream before, and then that actually got taken as a bug. Okay, so yeah, I do see it up here. I do see the sequence changing up here. And over here on the side, generators, transistor base. I don't see. So this does the same thing. It changes the patch and not the sequence, but there might be a setting hidden somewhere around here. Man, I'm bummed though. Here's why I'm bummed, because I really wanted to make like a nice track. not do this the entire time. Oh, wait, maybe we did it. I think we did it. Okay, this is auto, whatever AF stands for. I'm going to go to, do we just have like a standard boring ass sequence? Just yeah, dry. Okay. No, fuck. Never mind. You can't win. Yeah, AF is the key switch, but check it out. So when I press... it changes all the effects and everything else. Yes, Acid V needs a patch. You need to be able to trigger things. I am... You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do this really fast. and I'm going to try and install Audio Realism Baseline. And I just think I have my license somewhere around here. But because I know I have it. Let me just download the... I just don't want to give away my license code and all that stuff. It's somewhere in one of these folders. Audio Realism. I think I do. Ay, ay, ay. I feel like I should, like, watch... I should do a reaction video while doing this. But, although, to be fair, by the time I get this shit done... the stream can have, like, less than half an hour to make an acid track. Boo. Any questions in the meantime? We gotta get A303 working. It's almost, I almost want to just go get like one of the 303s sitting on a shelf in the other room and go to town on it. Good Lord. All right. I'm gonna have to scan for plugins and all that stuff. I can't find my license information. I don't want to pirate it. I mean, I will if I can't find my license. But I definitely... Remember, I just upgraded to Audio Realism Baseline 3. Log in. Yes. Username and password incorrect. I'm going to go through my Gmails here, see if I could find... What a mess. What a mess. It's an acid mess. So yeah, I guess like Arturia did kind of everything right except for that one very... I don't even... my password's changed on Audio Realism. I'm not going to pirate it on stream. If I have to like go through this for more than 5 minutes after the stream, I will pirate it because I already did pay for it. I have my receipt and everything, but my password is not working. So, yeah, is that... Yeah, Mikey, what's your favorite clone? The TT? Yeah, that's the one, the Cyclone. Weirdly enough, my mom, like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, my mom was just like, hey, happy birthday. And I opened my birthday gift, and it was the fucking TT303. And I was just like, what? How did you know that, like, this is the most legendary mom gift ever? And it turned out that she had just called Perfect Circuit. She was like, what does Ben want? And yeah. So that's nice. Do that again, Mom. Well, no, now I'm worried, but now I've been like, don't do that, because now they're going to be like, oh, he wants, and then they're just going to say something that like they that they want to market. You know what I'll check out in the meantime? There is Vocaloid, and I don't really know how to use it. I do have the newest version of Vocaloid, which is exciting, but again, I don't really know how to use, I don't remember how to use it. I also have there was a CMI at KnobCon, and I didn't get a chance to play with it. But guess what? I could play with it here. Ooh. Wow. Love this. I almost want to like start a whole new thing here. Start over, get back with that CMI. Put it into a channel somewhere. Or not. Oh. You know what else I have? Do you know what else I have? Do you know what else I have? Do you know what else I have? I have Arturia's... Something I haven't really checked out is Arturia's effects. And I have them. I know they're installed somewhere. Where are they? Where are you? I said, do you know what else I have? Way too many times. Here they are. Okay, so let's put it through a plate. Oh, these are sexy looking. I like them. I had no idea that Arturia made one of these. Okay, this is what the stream should have been on. This is one of my favorite things in the world. I love that tape delay, but let's try and get some like dirty sounding stuff. Maybe another CMI is in order, just not a drum one. I am so mad that you're late. There are a lot of automatable things in this plugin. Jesus. Ugh. I bet it's just the modulation wheel. Yeah, well, that's already linked to the modulation wheel. All right. And can I make this monophonic? It's pretty epic. Monophonic, monophonic, monophonic. There's got to be a way. It's just, do I have the patience to wait to figure it out? I feel like I've never played with this actual plugin, tragically. It looks very cool. Okay, we're not going to have any glide. Weirdest reverb. This is what giving up looks like. Oh, you know what? It's because Let me just have a normal, beautiful, advanced. What kind of reverb we got going on here? Can we change this to reverb? How do we power this virtual reverb on? Hit it? I'm hitting it. There we go. feel like the keys are still odd. It's like too much going on. I feel like the whirly did not mix with any of that. Everything's a disaster. Any questions? The D16303, the Focilon, yeah, I have that one. I have a license for it. I just don't have it installed. This isn't acid. You're right. See a synthetic. Wow. I wonder if you could output the sequencer of this to something else. Let's find out. Let's see if there's like any secret features that we would have never guessed. You'd have never guessed the secret feature that I found in this acid plugin. Look at that. We can use the TB303 to sequence a fucking whirly. Okay. I don't even know where to go from there. I got a really bad idea. It's going to be terrible. It's a really, really bad idea, but we have to do it. It's a required bad idea. Let's try this bad idea. Okay, so we're gonna need an expression controller, obviously. Link to controller. Perfect. Anybody know what my bad idea is? Can you guess? You guess what my bad idea is? What is the other thing I have? Something else weird that I have that would be really funny to play with this. Searching VST is not going to help. Yeah, this one. Actually, I think this might have to run as an effect. I think. Yes. Okay, another thing I want to try really fast. I wonder if this is so dumb. It's like one of those things where you like take a breather and you're just like, you take one moment and you're like, oh, this is the stupidest thing ever. Okay, so here is my acid line. I'm gonna okay, I want to see if I have a vowel effect. Not really. Okay, we'll just have to really rely on cutoff here. And I am just going to record a sequence. I'm just going to do this. I might change the sequence up a bit. Yeah. Okay, record automation. Okay. Lovely. All right. I am going to export that. I'm going to title it WACID. We don't need anything more than 16-bit. Hopefully somebody knows where I'm headed with this. I feel so sorry. I feel so bad using anybody's. I'll just use one of these, Julia, maybe. And I will find that file that I just exported. I feel like Windows gets more angry with you using your own file system every single time they update it. All right. Acid. Oh. Let me put in my credit key here. Oh, am I not logged in? Burp. I'm not logged in. That's my problem. Dashboard. Profile. Okay, let's just do this. Rather than hunting around for a key, I will just, what is that, 13? Just export this. There's a lot going on in this stream. It is very chaotic. Go. All right. Okay. You can't go yet. Look. You gotta at least wait to see how this turns out. I always hide my... No, everything else I've been doing is working on something that is coming out in like 2 weeks. 2 weeks to the day. There's a thing that's coming out in 2 weeks to the day, and I just didn't want to blow the, whatever you call it, blow the surprise, I guess. Yeah. So is voice swap? No, it's not. It is not that under the hood. Although this is taking longer than anything I've ever... Oh my god. This is legendary. Amazing. I am so happy that I tried that. I mean, it's just... what are we at? 135? New project. Yeah, I just see the chat going. Brrr, I know it worked right when I see the chat doing that. What's going on? Why can't we drag and drop this file in? There it is. I love it. I absolutely love it. There it is. Gotta do it. It sounds so French, doesn't it? Like, it sounds very, and I don't mean that like it's not like I'm hearing French speech. It sounds like Mr. Oizo more than anything else I've ever heard in my life, maybe. Where's my crash? What do you know? Patterns. There it is. That's what we need. feel like that's as far as we're getting in this stream. But I'm happy that we got that far. That was nice. Glad it was inspiring for somebody. But yeah, this is definitely like the weirdest, one of the weirdest things I've ever made in a stream, I think. The crazy thing is that it really does make me want to, oh, thank you, Jacob. It does really make me want to, like, it's actually dancey. I feel like if I got rid of the snare, it would actually be like some really, really deep, like if we were to like pop this entire thing into, yeah, like the master channel going into, oh, I don't know, invigorate maybe? Yeah. Like some like, but that sounds phenomenal. I love it. Honestly, I should have used Andrew Wong's new plugin on this next week. Next week we'll do it. But in the meantime, love it. All right. All right, that's it. I'm out of here. I'm gonna go finish some work, and then, God, I got like 2 days to edit a video. Ooh, a video that used 5-6 cameras. It's gonna be a lot, but hopefully by Monday you will be able to see me attack people with sonic weapons. So that would be cool. All right. Love y'all. Thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking with me through these crazy streams. Arturia, thank you for making a 303 thing. Please make those make those pattern changes. That would really, honestly, if you were to add that feature, it would be the best 303 plugin, hands down. Literally, without a doubt, easiest to program. Sounds great. The emulation's beautiful. It's just, I can't change patterns within a song, within a DAW structure, and that's important to make Acid. To make Acid the traditional way. Or maybe even the modern way. Anyway. Sorry to be not 100% positive, but it's all for the better. It's all for the better of the Acid world. Okay. Rock over London, rock on Chicago. I will see you in a few days and then next week. All right. Bye.